Hey guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to share a little bit about how my weekend went, what I've been up to, some of the things that I picked up, and yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about the iPad Pro that I got, a little bit about some books that I picked up from Barnes & Noble, a shelf that I built, and show you guys some of my pottery that came back from the studio. So if you're interested in any of that, stick around. Before I get into that, I wanted to acknowledge that I'm in a different background than usual. Usually I film my YouTube videos in Mitch's area of the room, which is over there. And today I just kind of wanted to show you guys where I work, which is at my desk. And I have like all these different art prints and stuff up on the walls. Some of them I printed out on my printer, some are postcards, some are things that I made myself. So there's just kind of a lot of stuff on the wall, and I keep all those orange sticky notes are different things that I want to do and goals that I've set for myself, and I want to look at them every day. And actually over the weekend we built this shelf, so I thought I might as well show you guys a little bit more into like what I do with my free time. So I spent the weekend building that shelf up with Mitch. We made it in our living room, which I made another video about all the tools and stuff that we got and kind of how we organize them. So if you want to check that out, go for it. But yeah, that's the shelf that we made. Kind of using it as a bedside table right now. So all we did was we took a router and we cut out the edges of the board, and then we used some brackets and screwed them into the wall to make the shelf. So that was kind of a fun process. I don't know if you guys can see it if I duck down here. Part of the reason I made the shelf was so that my plant Squidward would have a place to live. He lives in that popcorn bucket right there. That's him, Squidward. Say hi, named after SpongeBob because his roots look like Squidward. And yeah, he lives on my bedside table, which I had there when we had the bed in that corner. And then when we moved the bed to fit Mitch's new desk and kind of rearrange the room, we didn't want to move Squidward away from the window where he's like so happy getting all this light. So then we built that shelf to kind of put in place. Aside from building a shelf, also over the weekend I picked up this iPad Pro 2019, iPad Pro 2020, and I got the pencil, which is cool because it just like has a magnet and it sits on here. And then I also got the keyboard. So here's what that looks like with the keyboard. It's pretty cool that it's backlit. So you can actually like see that there. I'll hold it up to the camera if you can see that it's actually lit behind the keys. And it also has a trackpad, which I really like. And it puts, from the side you can see that it like puts the iPad up like floating a little bit above the keyboard, which is just really cool. One of the key features about this that I really like is that sidecar, so it works with the Mac that I have for my work to use as a second monitor, since I don't really have a ton of space in my work area for a second monitor. It's really nice to just use this, and it's also touchscreen. So I mean, obviously it's touchscreen, it's an iPad. So yeah, that's the iPad, that's it open. You can see some of the apps. I got a couple of different drawing apps. I got Procreate, I got full Photoshop, which is really exciting. And I also got AutoCAD Sketchbook, which I like. Surprisingly, I like that really a lot, but I know Procreate's kind of like the go-to for people who have iPad Pro. If you look at the camera of the iPad Pro, it actually has a LiDAR scanner in it, which is what that is right there. And that's super cool because it means that when you do virtual reality or augmented reality, you can actually like see really well, and it has like a really good spatial awareness. So the measuring app is like one of the coolest features of this. So I don't know if you can see, that's my desk behind me, but it actually measures points in space. And if I tap it, I'm gonna try and demo this for you guys. If I like tap on, let's tap on Squidward, for example, and I say add a point, it will like be able to measure. So from Squidward to my mug, for example, like I just add that, and now it's 19 and a half. I actually added in that point, which I think is really cool. I know it's like kind of a random niche feature, but it's one of the cool things about the iPad Pro, and it's something that I'm excited to see as more apps kind of start building stuff for that, what comes out in the future. Another thing that I thought would be kind of fun to show you guys is this mug that I made. So it is obsidian black, which it, focus on the mug. It's obsidian, which is like a black with cherry blossom over it, which at the top you can see on the white clay, it's this beautiful pink color. And then let me just let that get into focus. it dripped over the obsidian to create these beautiful purple, like almost, they look like flames. The bottom has my initials on it, which I just love. I stamped that in. I made my own stamp. So maybe I'll make a future video about how I did that. One more thing that I wanted to share with you guys were some of the books that I picked up from Barnes & Nobles. I know, like, Barnes & Noble, is it Barnes & Nobles? That sounds weird, but Barnes & Noble, whatever. I went to Barnes & Noble and I picked up some books. My work has like a UX book club and they decided to read a book and I kept procrastinating on buying it, and the meeting is in 2 days and I'm gonna have to read the book. So I went there to pick that up. Oh, I just poofed my hair. So I went there to pick that up. When I went to the bookstore, I picked up a bunch of stuff. So this is Flow. I thought it looked really interesting. I literally just saw it on the shelf and thought I'm gonna grab that and read it because it looked good. Grit, I have heard a lot of good things about this. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, and I just thought, again, this was on my list of books that I want to read, so I saw it on the shelf when I was looking for the book that I actually came to pick up and grabbed it too, because it's been on my list. Disrupt Her, I saw this one as well, and I just thought this, like, the back, like, made it seem really interesting. I also, like, don't judge a book by its cover, but I thought the cover art was really interesting. Sapiens, because everyone keeps recommending me to read this. It's like on every list of things you should read. New York Times bestseller. Like, it's just a book that you should probably read, and it's heavy. Like, this is a thick book. Like, wow, she's thick. Those are kind of the 4 that I just saw there and decided to buy on a whim. This is the book that I actually went to go and pick up that I need to read in the next 2 days for my UX Books Club. It doesn't look that thick. Let's check the font. I didn't even look. Okay, the font is like a decent size and there's pictures, so we should be good in terms of finishing this in 2 days. But I also have to finish Outliers, so that should be fun. Currently, I'm reading Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, and so far I like it. I think it's really interesting. It kind of talks about the world and all the different factors that go into creating someone that's considered an outlier or someone that's super successful. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with this channel. It started out as tips about social media and art, and it's still going to be that stuff. I'm still going to talk about my art, but I wanted to share with you guys a little bit more of my personality and me and what I do. So I hope you enjoyed this. It would mean a lot to me if you would hit the subscribe and like this video. Like. If you dislike, I will be sad, so please don't do that either. If you didn't like this video, move on. Watch something else, okay? Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.